Well. Hello. Welcome back to another magnificent Monday here on Miss G's Ladies Lounge. Monday. All right, y'all know how I do it. So, welcome once again. I'm so excited to be here on another Monday. We're ready to have an exciting chat on tonight, and we're welcoming all of our guests coming on into the studio. We welcome you for joining us right here on Miss G's Ladies Lounge. Now, if you don't know, as it says right there, I am Gwen Finley, your host, Miss G. That's me. And today I'm here just to share some great things with all of you and my guests that I have in the audience, in the studio with me today. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. I just wanted to make sure that if you're joining me for the first time, that you take a moment to let me know that you're here. Put something in the chat and say, hey, I'm here. Miss G's Ladies Lounge, we are the relaxation station where we love to be able to host our guests who come in with great expertise and information, just sharing with other women and other entrepreneurs and other visionaries. And so that's what we love to do right here in Miss G's Ladies Lounge. Now, if you'd like to know more about me, Gwen Finley, your host, you can go to my website, www.gwenfinley.org, and you can find out everything that you need to know about me there, pretty much. I am a visionary startup coach. I work with individuals, assisting them to, pursue their visions and their dreams and help bring it into implementation. And so today, we just want to bring some more information that will help bring some, more understanding of what it is about your vision and your branding and all of that. So that's what we're going to talk about on today. So I have a wonderful guest here with me. Again, thank you so much for joining in today. And I have a wonderful guest here with me on today. And I want you to sit back. I want you to tell all of your friends, tell your family members, tell your girls, tell your boo, tell everybody. Jump on. It's about to be on and popping. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about my guest. Today, I have with me the Sharvette Mitchell. You have to say it that way. You have to say the Sharvette Mitchell. And I'll tell you, she is an amazing woman that we love hosting right here on Miss G's Ladies Lounge. She was my very first guest, and she's been here a few times. And there is no one else that I really would make sure that I have here at least once a year. at least once a year, she's got to come back and she's got to join in with us. So today I have Miss Sharvette with us, and she is the CEO and founder of Mitchell Productions, and she is a platform builder. She has actually trademarked the platform builder, and so we're going to talk a little bit about that and what that actually means. She has, let me get her information here. She works with small businesses to enable them to generate more revenue by focusing on marketing, visibility, and branding. She does this with one-on-one consulting, group coaching programs based on her trademarked framework, the Platform Builder, excuse me, book collaborations, and conferences. She's a graduate of Virginia Commonwealth University with a Bachelor of Science in Marketing. Since 2008, she has hosted an internet talk radio show. Since 2008, that's a long time. Go ahead, girl. The Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, which airs on 6 streaming platforms. Sharvette has been seen on CBS 6 and featured in publications such as Huffington Post and AARP, and there's so many more. She's just given us a real snippet because believe me, if you go visit her website, which I'll pop up a little bit later, if you go visit her website, you'll find out so much more about her. An amazing, amazing woman. So we're getting ready to bring her in. As I said, make sure that you like, tag, share, let someone else know that we are here. Put this post out, share it with your friends, share it with your family. Greetings, Helen. Thank you so much for being here. Sharvette is checking in and saying hello to everyone. So make sure you let everybody know we're here. So, hey, listen, I am going to actually bring my guest in at this time. So listen, just give me a moment. She's coming. I promise you she is. There she is.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much, Gwen.
Thank you so much for joining us on tonight. It is always a pleasure, always a pleasure.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So tonight, we're talking and we're going to just chat. We're going to just keep it real. So we're going to just go through this chat. We're not going to try to fluff anything. We're not going to try to read a script. We're just having a chat on tonight because that's what we do right here in the lounge, right? We're all about being real. So we're talking about building a brand that will last. And so let me just ask you to give us a condensed definition of branding.
Yeah, branding. So there is the visual element of brand, but then there is the intangible element of your brand. And so a lot of times when people hear the word brand, they think about the visuals. They think about the logo, this pretty purple and pink, brand color that you have consistent across your image. They think of photography. They think of flyer. So a lot of times people will think of that piece. However, where you really want to start is the space that we don't see, the intangible. And that's really the promise that you make to your customers around the consistent delivery of your services. That's really your brand. It's your reputation. It is what you are known for. It's why people will consistently buy Nike sneakers. And it doesn't matter if they buy it at the outlet in Orlando, Florida, or if they buy the Nike sneakers in, Wichita, Kansas. There is a consistent promise that's delivered to customers every time they buy them. And so that's really the brand. It's that reputation and it's that promise that you make and you deliver on every time you provide your services and your products.
Wow. So you already gave us a quick segue into we're gonna have 3 components to the branding that we're going to talk about on tonight. But before we even do that, let me just ask you, how did you decide that branding and marketing was the niche that you really wanted to hone in and focus on?
I knew Gwen in like seventh grade. I was taking a fashion merchandising class. No. Let me. I took the fashion merchandising class really like in ninth grade. In ninth
Oh,
grade, let me clarify, which fell under the realm of marketing. And
okay.
so we did like a trip to New York, and so I felt like I liked that, and I knew that I would do something in marketing. I was the kid that was selling, blow pops, at school. I was selling Avon like at 15. So I was
Mhm.
like this salesperson.
Right.
Young. I knew I didn't want to be like a sleazy car salesman. I knew I didn't want to do that. But
Yeah.
like literally I knew ninth grade, 10th grade of high school that I would major in marketing. And so that's really kind of where it started.
That's interesting. So you had the mindset. So were you exposed to it? I mean, where did your exposure come from? Just something in your spirit just said,
Yeah. I really think that catalyst was that fashion merchandising class because it fell under like the realm of marketing,
mhm.
and that's really where it started. So I said, oh well, I like this, so I want to go in this direction.
Yeah, that's interesting at such a young age, that
Mhm.
you really, most people, at that age, they might think they want to do something, but when they
Yeah.
get a little older, they just kind of drift away from it. So that's really good. I always wanted to be a school teacher. I'm so
Oh.
glad I drifted on away. But
But you still have opportunity to teach. Like you still teach, right?
right, right. I still love teaching, and children were really my passion. So when I went into
Ah,
nursing, I went straight into pediatric nursing. That was where I
okay.
started. So it kind of had its a little way, but yeah, at a young age, picking up on something so pivotal as marketing, is
Yeah.
really amazing. So let's start with our three words, and you've already, as I said, segued into that. So the first word is consistency. How important is consistency to your brand, and what does that really mean? Um, Having consistency, because consistency can mean a lot of things to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So what does
Well,
that really mean?
what does it mean, right? So when we talk about having a brand that lasts, well, you're going to have to be consistent. And so, one of the things that I've always said, and I repeatedly say that branding is largely about visibility and consistency. And so for a customer to be able to form an opinion of you, remember you, there has to be some level of consistency. That's why you will have a 3-year-old who will have a panic attack if you don't stop at McDonald's and get them the
Right.
Happy Meal, the fries, the nuggets that they can eat with their. Why? Because McDonald's has been so consistent in the community that every so many miles you're going to see a McDonald's. And a 3-year-old who cannot read or write, that consistency has played into that. And so consistency is really a foundational piece. And what happens, Gwen, is that people will do a little bit today, then they'll disappear, and they'll do a little bit, and then they'll just disappear. And you're not giving your audience and your customers enough exposure to you to remember you, number
Mhm.
one, and then two, to make you top of the list of choice of whatever service or product that they are looking for. And also when you're inconsistent, um, generally, if we talk about your branding and your marketing, that may play into a customer's mind that you are inconsistent with your products and your services.
Wow.
Mhm.
That, even going back to what you said about McDonald's, because the
Yeah.
only reason the children really can focus on that is because they've heard it over and they've seen the commercials or they've seen the building, but they know what's inside of McDonald's because of,
Yeah.
all that they've heard, every commercial they may have seen, or every, box that they've seen for the Happy Meal, and that plays over and over in their heads because as a little child, they're not really old enough to understand the McDonald's building, is going
Right.
to have this and that in it unless they've seen it before and then they rehearsed it over and over. So now they want to go back, and that's
Yeah.
really amazing. Consistency, that's one of my struggles. So I
And
pray.
we shouldn't confuse consistency with frequency.
Right,
So
right.
we should make a distinction, because some people say, oh, well, then that means I've got to
Yeah,
be on social media 5 times a day. So frequency
right.
is not the same as consistency. So for a business, you have to determine what consistent is, and repeat
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
Right, right, right. So we've got some people chiming on in. Good evening, Carlithia. Good evening. Mama's here.
Yes.
Eddie
Hey,
Betty.
mama.
And we've got
Hello.
Wanda here. Hey, Wanda, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So, the consistency. How hard is it to create a path that will help you to be consistent? Because that's the biggest thing, especially if you're not doing full-time entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
You're trying to build a brand, you're working, or you have a family or whatever. How hard is it to have that consistency? Now, I know you said it's not based on frequency, but
Mhm.
still, when you have so many other things thrown at you, how hard is it to have that consistency?
Yeah. First, when you said it, you got to start with the plan. So have some intention that I am going to do X amount of emails, X amount of posts, go to X amount of events, be a vendor, be whatever your marketing activities are. Start with a plan of an intention.
Mhm.
Because if you don't have any intention, then you you gonna miss, you gonna swing at nothing, you're gonna get nothing. Like, you have to have some intention. So starting with the plan of, well, this is what I do, what I'm planning to do. And now, of
Mhm.
course, life may get in the way, things may adjust. But if you start with the plan, then you'll know how, if you miss some things, you'll know how far off. Or you might also be able to say, okay, well, I just need to do a little bit of a tweak, and I can jump back on schedule. So start with a simple plan.
Mhm. So that's great. All right. So, and I think I took number two instead of number one, but that's okay. We're gonna just take it as it is.
Yeah.
So, the next thing I would ask you, and these are all C words, by the way.
Yeah. The 3 C's.
Yeah, the thing, they just popped out at me. So, let's talk about clarity.
Yeah.
So for a brand, I know sometimes it's hard for people to narrow down their
Hmm.
brand, because they just, have so much going on and they can't decide
Yeah.
where they really want to be. So how do you find clarity with your brand? What
Hmm.
is your suggestion to a person who would say, I just need to know where to start to get
Mhm.
clarity?
Mhm. So where to start is the first place would be, what are you actually offering that you can nail, that you are, because sometimes the people are like, oh, I can sell cars, I can sell watermelon, I can do hair, I can do taxes. And
Right.
so they're all over the place. But what do you do that you do very well? So number one, kind of start there, and that people will pay you for, because some things, when people are doing a lot of stuff, but then when you sit down and look at, but where's the revenue coming? Oh, well, I list all those things,
Mhm.
but doing hair is where the money came. So
Right.
what do you do really well that people are paying you for, that they will pay you for, and that you also enjoy? So that's something too, because there are things that we might know how to do, but it
Mhm.
doesn't light us up, right? It doesn't give us a lot of joy. So what do you do really well that people will pay you for, and that you also enjoy? The other part of that is, who is your customer, and who do you like doing that for, providing that product or service for, is the other piece of clarity that is very powerful. Because sometimes people will say, well, my product or service is for everyone. Spoiler
Mhm.
alert, that's not accurate. Your product or service should be for a specific person. Now, certainly there might be people around that buy your products and services, but you should be aimed and focused. If you have a target, you're like that, the target, you're aiming at the center of the target.
Mhm.
So that's the other piece of clarity that is very powerful. So the first piece is, what am I actually offering that people are paying for, that I like doing? And then the second piece is, who am I best suited to serve? Like, who is my ideal client? And once you get clarity on that, those are two really big spaces for clarity.
So do you think that people can um should like just wait until they're fully clear, or should they get started doing something and then find out where their happy
Yeah.
place is? You
Yeah,
know what
the
I'm
latter. So they should definitely get started doing something because the process is your teacher. And
saying?
so when you once you provide some services, sometimes what happens, Gwen, is who you're not suited to work with
Mhm.
may highlight itself quicker than who you are suited to work with. But if you're
Right.
not out there providing services or products, what have you, then you don't have that information. So absolutely get started if you're like, I'm not sure exactly, but just like in that scenario of, hey, I do hair, I do taxes, I watch kids, I do okay, but so if you did all of that, where did the money really come from? So you had to go do something to be able to make an assessment of where the revenue is generating from. And then you also probably had to service some people to figure out, okay, natural hair is not my spot. If we just use that as an example,
Right.
I really like doing cuts. I really like doing cuts that perms with cuts and color. So you had to be doing it to figure that out. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, because I think even in any scenario, even if you're a person who went to school to be a CPA or
Yeah.
nurse, whatever, that doesn't mean that you're gonna work in one arena.
Right.
So, I know as a nurse, like I said, I started out in peds, and I've done this, and
Right.
now I'm here with, basically adults and geriatrics. But you find out that there are so many different avenues that you can go. Um,
Mhm.
so I think being able to narrow it down,
Yeah.
so that you're not, like you said, all over the place, but also finding where that real happy place is. And
Yeah.
that can be pretty rough for some people. So one of the things that I feel like is a lot of people give up because they don't give themselves that time.
Mhm. Oh, that's so good. That's
A
so
lot.
good. Oh, yeah. Which ties into our conversation about consistency. And
Right.
so I tell my platform builder clients, like marketing is crock pot cooking. It is
Mhm.
not air fryer. It is not microwave. And a lot of times, people aren't giving whatever it is, whether it's their marketing, their branding, their just being in business, not giving it enough time, and giving whatever, a launch of a product, a launch of a whatever, not giving it enough time to really marinate. And so yeah, that's a key point right there.
Yeah. So I know we're going to get to our third one in just a few minutes, but I know that you're a coach.
Yeah.
So tell us about your, how you coach individuals to be able to get them to understand, or to the place where they need to be in your coaching, through your coaching programs.
Yeah, so we are excited to work with high achieving women entrepreneurs, most of which provide professional services. And so the customer is really kind of buying into their brand when they select them as an accountant or a realtor or a therapist or what have you. And so, first, where we start is really who is your ideal client? What are the products and services that you're offering? Then we go into looking at their visual branding, and then really their content marketing. What's the voice? How do customers experience the voice of the brand? So then we do coaching on social media marketing and email marketing and video marketing and live streaming. And then we talk about media, like how do you get more exposure? And that could be hosting your own podcast or being featured on podcasts or featured in major media. We're huge around books. So we've got book
Mhm.
collaboration. Working on our seventh book collaboration. The book cover is being
Yeah.
done right now. And so I'm a huge proponent of your intellectual property or your transformational story being documented, because
Mhm.
author in any language, people know that's an expert. And then events. I promote hosting events and also featuring, advising clients to host events. That's kind of a part of like building your platform. So that from a standpoint of how we work with clients is really kind of over 6 layers that I just referenced there.
Right. So yeah, you host some amazing events, and now how do you choose who you're going to um, kind of serve when it comes to your program and your events? How do you choose? I know that you say, high achieving women, but is there a broad spectrum or is it narrowed down to a specific, um, type of entrepreneur?
Yeah, definitely in the professional services arena. So, a woman that is providing professional services is usually does best with our program, and that's
Mhm.
over oh goodness, 8 cohorts and 8 cycles of the program, and so that is who does best, and that's who gets the best results out of the program. People that offer professional services.
Wow. So look, let's just take a quick minute and just highlight one of your events that you recently had. I think this was this last year. I think it was last year you had a different type of event, right?
So this is a little bit of a discussion around my retreat. So we hosted a luxury retreat 2 years ago now in Orlando, Florida. And so this video just shares a little bit of that and explains a little bit of why I host events and retreats.
And yeah, we'll come back and we're going to talk about this.
All right. There is something incredibly powerful about women business owners and leaders connecting. I mean, really connecting. Yes, online networking is great and it's convenient. However, there is nothing like the energy and vibe of meeting in person. It cannot be replaced. If you thrive in community, I encourage you to connect with and pursue your tribe. Maybe that's with a group of friends. Perhaps that is a local networking event or with women you connect with through a business program or cohort. Someone asked me, why do you host conferences and retreats and encourage your clients to do the same? I responded with a quote from event leader and small business advocate, Lauren Casilia. Your audience needs to know each other and you need to be the connector. My hope for high achieving women entrepreneurs is that they have a safe space to be heard, to be seen, and to be free.
Woo, that is amazing, amazing. So yeah, that's the year that you all kind of, left some of us out, but it's okay. It's okay. We understand. We didn't move fast enough. So, but
Listen,
no,
I think that's a great point that you bring up, Gwen, because with this topic of building a brand that lasts, I think that business owners should always kind of look at pivot and when to pivot, when to test out things. I'm always telling my clients that marketing is about testing. And so, yeah, that was an example of us like saying, hey, let's do a different approach. So, yeah.
yeah, and there's nothing wrong with doing something different because it gives you as well as those that are coming in a different experience and heightens up the excitability as well.
Yes.
So yeah, it looks like it was really an awesome time, and you were in Orlando at you had a special location and
Right, yeah,
all
we
that.
had like a private, like a 5,000 square foot mansion, basically that we rented, pool and everything, and so it was
Yeah,
amazing.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Lisa said
Thank
it
you,
was.
Lisa Williams, our event project manager. She was there, like chef and all of that. So thank you.
Yes, yes. So let's get to our last C, because I know you're a busy, busy woman, and I don't want to hold you up. And don't go anywhere, everyone, because we have a great another great video from Sharvette that we want to share with you, and you want to make sure that you get this information. All right. So our last C is credibility. You
Mm-hmm.
kind of talked about that in talking about the consistency because it all kind of goes together, like you
It
said.
really does. It
So
really does.
yeah, so just kind of hone in on that credibility a little bit more.
Yeah, I think in this day and age in particular, there are so many people who feel like, oh, is somebody taking my money or is this a scam or and then there are people who have nightmare stories. I remember, I've had people say, I pay a web designer, I never got the website. I mean, I've heard that so many times. And so in this service-based, and even if you have product as well, but I think more in the service-based industry of where you're trusting, I'm going to pay you and then I'm going to get the service that I paid for. Credibility and having credibility as a part of your brand is so important, because there is a little bit in the atmosphere of people feeling like, is this a scam? Is this real? Or I've had trauma, bad experience from other situations, and I don't want to have that again. And so I'm apprehensive. Also, the economy feels different for different people. And so there might be a section that's like holding on to money longer, than they did in the past. And so your consumer wants to have a level of credibility, wants you to display a level of credibility. That's why I have blue as one of my brand colors, because blue is trustworthy, stable, all of that. The hot pink is like the cool, the fun, we have that, but the core color of our brand is blue. From a branding standpoint, it does mean stable and trustworthy and all of that. So those are some of the things that play into, why you want to focus on credibility, just to make the customer be able to say an easier yes to whatever you're offering.
Yeah, and that's like you said just now with the colors. I know I learned that a couple of times, just listening. Choosing your colors is very important because it sends a message to people. So what people see, they will automatically start to, do I want to, and what you see is who you're going to attract, right?
Yeah. And the colors have to be consistent as well. So that's why you say like the consistency, that all of this plays into credibility, because if I can't pick you up, if I can't recognize, if I go to your website and that's two different colors and your social media has other colors, and I meet you in person at an event and your table's another color, that says there's a question, and it might be subconscious, but there's a question, and then you're not kind of knocking down your consistency kind of factor, because just as the example of McDonald's, like that 3-year-old remembers the arches. Why? Because every time they're going to see the arches. They're not going to see a tree. They're not going to see something out. They're always going to see those yellow arches to get that Happy Meal.
Well, now let me tell you, did you see there's something now with blue arches?
Oh, so they're doing blue arches. They're testing out blue. So
it means something, and I don't remember what it means, but they have something out now, but yellow is their color. That's their standard color. But there is a blue arch, and they said if you see this blue arch, it means X, Y, and Z. And I don't remember. I have to try to remember what that was about. And it was really interesting, because I was like, after 900 years, why, but there again, introducing something new can sometimes bring a new awareness, but also bring a new fresh perspective to what you're doing as well. So that was good. I love, I love this conversation because, again, the clarity as well, as we were just talking, like you said, when you have so much going on in your head and in your mind, and you can't really bring anything together. There's no congealing, everything does not have to be just one color, but it should kind of flow, right?
Absolutely.
So and so the clarity is not there because you're just doing so many different things. I've been guilty of that. I'm still a little guilty, and I actually just went through a class or a session where I've learned some other things. And so I'm getting ready to make some other changes myself because, and I didn't see it. I didn't see it until someone said it to me in this class. And I was like, wow, that really makes sense. So just putting things so that they actually flow well, really will help with that clarity. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that you always, also, I love that you always share so much information. You have your services that you provide, and you don't slight people just by holding everything back. And that's one of the things that I love about you the most, Tell me why you feel that, and I think I ask you this question almost every time you come on my show. Why do you share so much information, even though you have your programs, your coaching programs, and your services that you provide?
Yeah. So one plays into our conversation around credibility. And so from a coaching and consulting standpoint, although we do some done for you services such as photo shoots and book collaborations and all that, people only are able to sample what you know by you giving out a sample. So it's similar to Sam's Club, and you taste this crab dip, and you get a little spoonful, and you're like, "Ooh, let me buy the whole thing."
Right.
And so for service providers in particular, that's why I'm a proponent of doing videos and things of that nature. You have to demonstrate that you know what you're talking about. Now our programs are high price point programs, so the amount of information that I give out, quite honestly, 75% of the people, the information that they get, they're not actually even doing a lot with it. There's going to be a subset of people who are going to go action and actually take action. But it's really more around the credibility. And again, our what I give out complimentary, then you double, triple that when you work with us and in our program. So
wow. So let's just stay right there for a second. Don't go anywhere. I'm just going to share this event, and then you'll tell us more about it. Okay.
All right. Yes.
So we know you've got a great program that you always offer, and you got a great event coming up. So let's just take a look.
All right.
I am Sharvette Mitchell, CEO of Mitchell Productions, the producer and host of the Platform Builder Summit. We are here in beautiful Richmond, Virginia, with 115 amazing women, professionals, professional service providers. We have therapists, we have accountants, we have realtors in this space, and we're excited about all of the amazing transformations that their businesses and their brands will continue to have.
I was drawn to this conference because of all the beautiful things I heard about the conference. This is my first experience, so I've only heard great things about the empowering women that shared their stories and the things that people take it away from it, and I wanted that experience.
One of the things that I've enjoyed the most about just meeting other women and interacting with other women is the fact that we all realize that we can work together and we can partner together. I don't know how you can come to a Sharvette event and not leave more confident in your skill set and in your gifting, and that's absolutely what I feel today, having just been in the room for the past couple days.
Anything and everything you could think of in regards to business has been discussed, from marketing to finance to planning to strategy to platform building. It's so many amazing nuggets that I can take back and actually implement and grow my business.
This is my second time coming to one of these conferences, and I'm telling you, every time I just get more fired up about what it is, what my why is.
This is going to energize me for the rest of the year and into 2024. So grateful.
Awesome. So tell us about your Platform Builder Summit that you host.
Yeah, we are so excited, Gwen, to produce. This will be the 8th event as far as conferences and summits go. And you've been there with us, even as a past VIP. And what is so powerful about being in the room together, which is what I mentioned in the first video, like you cannot beat it. Like you cannot watch that video and not feel the vibes. You cannot watch that and say, I don't want to be in that room. Like you cannot do that. And so being able to be in person is absolutely one of the things that has helped our brand last with this topic of this show. And absolutely, when we started hosting events, it was one of the catalysts that shifted the trajectory of Mitchell Productions. And so coming back in November will be November 8th and 9th. We're leaking it here on your show. Yeah. The official announcements will go out July 25th, but November 8th and 9th in Richmond, Virginia. And it is an all VIP. I can say it is an all VIP event. We're calling it the Platform Builder Summit the VIP experience. So it is an all VIP event. And so we're excited that the 2 days that ladies will spend with us here in Richmond, Virginia, November 8th and 9th.
Now, I do know, as I said, those VIP tickets go fast. So you don't want to sit around and wait. Just the tickets, period. They go fast. So the registration, when it opens up, it's open to everyone or just those that have previously been VIP?
It's open to everyone. Now, our previous VIPs got a little bit of a leg up as far as the timeline, but the event is open to anyone. So if someone's been saying, I've been meaning to go, this is the year, like this is the year to go. So it'll be open to everyone according to capacity. Again, an all VIP event, a limited, truly limited capacity. We're doing like 40 seats and that's all, because we really want to pour into the ladies that'll be there. So to almost feel like an intensive, a VIP day. And you know, Gwen, we treat our VIPs like chef's kiss. So
Yes, it's going to be amazing. So you want to make sure that you get your registration as soon as you hear that announcement. Go for it. Because like I said, they go fast. And I remember a lot of people. I remember one year I was like, oh, I missed it. I was trying to get in there and I missed it. So, get in there and get it. So listen, I am so excited that you came and took the time to join with us here at MsG's Ladies Lounge.
Thank you for having me.
Always, as I said, a pleasure, and it's always an honor to have you here. Yes, it is always an honor. Sometimes when I'm, thinking about guests for my show and looking at guests for my show, and this is something that I want to say to the audience, because don't try to judge what someone else may do, because I used to say to myself, they're not going to come on my show. I don't have this audience that everybody else has. But, it doesn't, that doesn't take away from that person. And so many people are willing to be there and share with you. And so I'm always glad that you are that person that comes and shares with us and with our little audience. And
we love everyone. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. And we look forward to, now tell me, do you have anything else? You say you have your book collaboration coming. So we're going to be for another book, and tell us about your other books that you already have. I know I've got them around here.
I know, right? So the current book, where the book cover literally is being designed right now, it's called Prosper, a flourishing in life, business, and career. You have pour. That was like who poured into you. We have all books start with P. So that's our theme. It starts with a P. Last year was Position to Pivot. And so that really resonated, because a lot of people and business owners were in that space of what, sometimes people hear pivot and they think a complete 360. But a pivot, if you look up that word, it could be just a turn, just a nudge. And I know personally, Mitchell Productions, we are in that space. And so, oh my goodness, plan to prosper, position to pivot, plan for purpose. I mean, we've got also listen to SharvetteMitchell.com. Go there. If you're on Amazon, just put in Sharvette. It'll give you all of our books.
Yes. And I'm sorry, I'm a little bit slow, but yes. You had, this is what you gave me. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's our main website. So if you do SharvetteMitchell.com, it'll take you here. So, yeah. So Mitchell-Productions.com.
Yes. So again, thank you. And we're looking forward to everything that you are doing, and praying that God will continue to bless everything that, listen, wait a minute. We got one more thing to talk about, because I think I just saw the cameras flashing and the film rolling. Tell us.
Yeah. So I will be on it's basically almost like a HGTV show. It's Selling Richmond is the segment. So shout out to Linda Carter. Linda Carter. She's a realtor, and they do this Selling Richmond. So kind of like a lifestyle and real estate. And so they interviewed me on the show to kind of like, if you think about moving, to a certain area, you kind of want to know about a couple of the different things that's going on. So as a business owner in Richmond, so yeah, that was really fun. I'm interested to see the editing. So they shot, but then they sent it off to professional editors, and so but it's an HGTV style show that was shot. So I'm excited for that to come out.
Awesome. Yeah, Linda's been here, and I've watched I think she did 2 other episodes. So I've watched those. Yeah, so we're looking forward to seeing it. So just keep us updated when everything comes out. So we're going to be right there pushing and
thank you so much, Gwen.
Everyone know about what you got going on. All right.
All right.
Thank you once again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing and hearing more from you in the future. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye. All right, family and friends, thank you so much for joining me on today. And I hope that you enjoyed this episode on tonight. And we'll be back on next Monday if all goes well. I have been having some things going on, but if I'm not here live, I'm going to make sure that you have a pre-recorded because I have a medical thing that I got going on. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there for you. So make sure that you come back on next week. There will be a show here for you. All right. Love you all. Have a great night.